All right. It's me.
Right? That way we know that everyone knows.
Nah, it's fine. Yo, welcome to Hart and Sports. We're back, me and Papa Joe. Oh, man. I missed y'all. It's a lot going on in the world of sports. Last time we talked to you, WNBA was just a budding little seed. And now look at it. Grown up before our very eyes. The little seedlings was sprouted. Cameron Brink got the best nickname of all the rookies so far, the White Howard. Like, that's just perfect. Angel Reese is being Angel Reese. She's talking crap. She's knocking people. She's getting knocked. This is pretty much apropos. Caitlin Clark is doing what she can when she's not on the ground. And that's what brings us to our first topic. The WNBA versus Caitlin Clark. Let me just start off with this. Is there a WNBA versus Caitlin Clark? I'm going to say there is not. I don't think there's a WNBA versus Caitlin Clark. I believe that Caitlin Clark is getting the rookie treatment on an accelerated level. I'm not going to be one of those people who just say, oh, no, this is just regular tough basketball. They're knocking her around because when you get more attention, you get knocked around more. And it's not something for people to get up in arms about. It's not something for people to protect her for. It's something for her to get her feet wet. And once the next season arrives, she'll be more prepared to take the physical beating. Are things like Kennedy Carter's cheap shot things that are not normal for the game? No. But there's people like that in every single sport. Every single basketball league that I've seen, at least. There's people like that. And those people's behavior are not indicative of the whole of the WNBA. So do I think it's WNBA versus Caitlin Clark on a professional level? Yeah. Contrary to what popular belief, she did not raise salaries yet. They're getting paid the same amount as if she never came. So as far as the global outlook on women's sports, yes, she's brought an amazing light on that. These women still got bills to pay. And if their coach is telling them you can't let her get 30 or 40 points, they're not going to let her get 30 or 40 points. It has been a struggle for her. If you had respect for what these women accomplished pre-Caitlin Clark, then a slow start for you wouldn't be such a negative charge situation. You would understand that this is just a learning curve and the growing pains of a rookie in the WNBA. As far as the WNBA itself hating on her, I'm going to have to say that's a big no. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. The Caitlin Clark resident fan.
So, do I think there's a WNBA versus Caitlin Clark? No. But as I examine everything, do I think that there is some hostility when it comes to her? Not everyone, but I think in some instances, yes. And I think a lot of it has to do with her presence on the court and what she brings to the court. So I'm going to use an example. Like she said, there's been many people who's already been playing. They got years in this sport and everything else like that. You hear this person coming in, you know the threat, you've seen it. You've seen the scouting report. So there's an itch to show her you're not as bad as you think you are. And I think that extends a little bit beyond the rookie treatment. I think it's really like, I got to show that you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been here. And I won't say it's jealousy. I will say it may be disappointing, a disappointing type feeling from the players that have been pouring in their blood and sweat. So I think when they go out, you know, there's a point to prove. Is it a little rough than we used to? Yeah. And I think from the new fans and people from the outside looking in, that's where all of the chatter and everything comes from, because people are looking at it and it's like, well, y'all ain't played that rough before. Yeah, we heard of some rookie crushing, but yeah, y'all kind of going a little OD, and maybe so. But Jordan had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the best players that we rank, hey, some people have already put her up there. She hasn't even proven anything. You know, I like her. I like her style of play. That's why I watch her. But she has a lot. She has a lot to grow. She has a lot of room to grow. And so I don't think it's a WNBA versus her. I think there are some players who don't like the attention that she's gotten, and there's some players that appreciate it. Um, I think we have to do a better job of separating the two. We have to do a better job of that, and put the sport first. Let the league do what it's going to do for those players who go over and beyond, i.e., a Kennedy Carter. She went over and beyond, and she got in trouble for it. She got a flagrant one. She got whatever it is, consequences that come with that. And there are people that's going to ride this thing out because it's a good talking point. But Caitlin's going to have to figure it out. The team is going to have to figure it out. And speaking of the team, I put a lot of it on her. I put a lot of it on the team. I'm sorry, a lot of it on the team because if you know the team's going to bum rush you after you try to pull a stunt, you'll think twice. You'll think twice. You know what I'm saying? So I put a lot of it on the team to protect their star or their leader, whatever you want to call it, their focal point of their offense. Put it on the coach. What are you doing? You can't just hop up one time a game and act like you can. It has to be a consistent thing. What are you telling her in private? What are you showing her in private? What are you showing the team? Where's the leadership? And I think that team doesn't have an identity yet. Therefore, they can't get on the same page. But back to the subject at hand, I don't think it's a WNBA versus Caitlin. I think this is Caitlin's rookie year. She got a long way to go, but I think she's going to be fine. Or she won't. And I think we need to let the chips fall where they may. It's bringing eyes to the sport. This rookie class is bringing eyes to the sport. And yeah, the argument is good for television and good for talking points and stuff like that. I just don't want people to get turned up. I had a point where I was feeling like today, because we were discussing it a little bit at work, and I was like, this is making me not want to watch the junk no more. If I got to argue, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
argue with nobody no more.
Like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
This is basketball. Is it a little excessive? Yes, but let them figure it out on the court. You know what I'm saying?
I ask you this,
we don't necessarily need this person versus this person. Like I said, it's good for TV, but I don't know. I just want to see it inside the lines.
I ask you this though. I know people say it might be a little excessive what's happening with Caitlin, as opposed to like other rookies in the past. Do you believe that that's natural? Like with more height, become like you have more of a chance to. Because if I shut Caitlin down and she shoot 1 for 10, I made a name for myself.
Exactly.
So with more attention comes more of that type of behavior. That's why it seems like it's more accelerated because it's Caitlin, but it's more accelerated because the hype around Caitlin. This girl had been hyped for 2 years and ain't won not one title, and the two women that beat her are literally like on the same team. And people like Pat McAfee want to build a shrine to Caitlin on a live show, and some effort to try to minimize everybody.
He called her a derogatory.
Yeah, but he did it in a he was celebrating her. If you watch the segment, I watched the segment. Like I can understand if anybody don't want to watch it, but this is what he was doing. He was minimizing all the other rookies. He says, I know everyone wants to say that this rookie class is this rookie class is that. And he just takes them all off the screen. He puts Caitlin up. He says, this is the reason why. So he was basically praising her, but you can't go say something so stupid on television.
So let me say this. And I get and I agree with what you're saying. And like other people have been trying to make this point. The class together makes this work. Angel Reese with her titles.
Yep.
Was it Cardoso? Is that her name? Cardoso?
Yeah. Camila Cardoso.
Dwight Howard.
The Dwight Howard.
You know what I'm saying? and they're led by the first pick, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
They make this thing work. Caitlin is the number one pick, so she gets more views because she's the number one pick. That's it's the way the NBA works. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna promote that. And that's business.
If you looked at the 2003 draft class, it was LeBron, Dwayne, Melo, Bosh, headlined by LeBron James.
Right.
It's no different.
It's no
and
different.
LeBron took the same smoke. LeBron took smoke from his teammates. Darius Miles and them was like, this young boy about to come join up what we got going on. Boy, do you not realize he is the team now?
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So yes, she gets more views than everybody else. She does have, but that's why she's the number one pick.
That's why.
We can't make it seem like it's just her.
That's why you mess it up.
And that's where the narrative has to die. Because there are people who can play, have been playing. You know, this draft, these rookies have brought attention to the sport that has never been.
Amen.
We need to somehow to make it positive.
Yeah.
And quit making it so negative.
Even if you're gonna make it negative, you have the people who are looking at Caitlyn as this savior, or Batman, as you will, if you're looking at Caitlin Clark as your Batman, Batman wasn't shit without the Joker. So embrace the fact that there's an Angel Reese that it clashes with her type of style that Caitlyn exhibits, and that they can play off of each other. Like, this is not anything to hate one or the other about. If you love Angel Reese, it doesn't mean you're a racist and you hate Caitlin Clark. If you love Caitlin Clark, it doesn't mean that you hate black women.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to be that way.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to join in the hype.
Because a lot of people are picking sides, and you don't have to pick sides.
You don't have to.
You can enjoy them both.
You can literally.
Different sizes. They're different sizes. They have different styles of play. And they're all excellent in their own way. They're all doing very well. And despite Caitlin having a bad record for her team, she leads.
And on points,
points. You know what I'm saying? She's doing very well.
Angel Reese is leading the entire league in offensive rebounds.
Yeah, man. Like, they're doing exceptionally well for rookies. You know what I'm saying? So,
and one thing I gotta point out, why everybody think that everybody just killing Caitlin and she ain't doing nothing about it. Caitlin leads the league in technical fouls. I just 10 or 11.
That already?
No, 8. I gotta go look at the number. But in 11 games, she leads the league in technical fouls as a rookie. Okay? As a rookie.
She be going off. Spicy be getting
And if you think Kennedy Carter just hit her just because, no, Kennedy, like I was saying before, in every sport, there's different types of people. That's who Kennedy If y'all didn't know.
That's her reputation.
Y'all didn't know?
She has a reputation of unsportsmanlike conduct that she's been working on, and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
She's admitted it.
Caitlin shoved her and talked that talk, and she found out who Kennedy Carter was.
Right. So she had trouble controlling what she's been battling all these years.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay.
No, not at all.
Dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Because what she should have did was waited until Caitlin got the ball.
Yup.
And then put it on.
Yup. The way Caitlin did it within the same play. Yeah, Caitlin did it within the play. Within the play, Caitlin was able to get that shove off.
2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then gave her a nice little shove, check, whatever it is, while defending her.
It's just you and her under that rim. Like, what you thought was gonna happen? And the other thing I wanted to point out, because I know you said that you put a lot on their coaches, the coach and the players for not helping protect her. Yo, hey, you gotta protect yourself. At some point, bruh, like they're not gonna suspend you, bruh. You gotta get up. Hey, first of all, it was a little floppy. Like, Kennedy hit her, but Kennedy ain't throw it.
She didn't see it coming.
I know, but
and technically, and you see this in basketball a lot. A lot of them fall to the ground. They got to protect themselves when they fall. So a lot of them slide further than they jump on the ground and then they slide.
I don't know.
I won't call it a flop because you didn't.
That seemed a little floppy to me, man.
I can't call it a flop that you didn't see coming. If it was straight up, I got you.
Listen,
but you didn't see it coming.
If I call you all type of shit on the way up the court, I'm keeping my head on the swivel the rest of the game.
I'm not expecting somebody to hit me when I am.
I know. I'm just
now, it's one thing if I hit, like what happened with the Joker.
Nuggets have 5 on 4, and Jokic. Oh no! Not sure what set Jokic. Oh, so Morris banging Jokic first. They'll take.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna swing on somebody and then look the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I hit you like that, I'm not turning my back on you.
Plays, you know what I'm saying? But if it's a basketball play, then come on, now, we're talking about something totally.
And to put a whole pin in this, the Caitlin Clark situation for the time being, because she's a lightning rod that will continue to be a lightning rod, I hope, because it's really helping people keep a lot of eyes on the game. Kennedy Carter has more fans now because of that moment.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people who subscribe to her brand of basketball, and now they got a chance to find somebody who actually plays in the W who subscribes to that type of play. And now she has more people. Like Angel is already bringing tons of celebrities and eyes to Chicago, and that game right there just made people become more. If you have a problem with the media coverage of Caitlin Clark, and you're letting it sway you in such a way, then you're probably the type of person that would be swayed enough to become a Chicago Sky fan just to root against Caitlin Clark. Let's just be honest. So if you're caught up in it in that aspect, I like it in terms of eyes for the game. I don't like it in terms of toxic coverage for the game. I wish the media wouldn't play it up as much as they're playing it up for the likes and the views on social media to keep these pages and this content running. Because they put these terrible topics out here with these open-ended scenarios with these players and all it is just to garner engagement. The only problem is the only engagement they are getting the most squeeze from the orange from is negativity about Caitlin versus Angel. Now we can do this in a Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson way when there's both sides. But it's not Magic Johnson being told he's just like, Magic Johnson was celebrated for being Magic Johnson. If we could find a way for the people who love Angel Reese to just love her and not have to just hate Caitlin Clark, guess what, folks?
What's going to happen is
you can watch more games if you watch both of them.
What's going to happen is they eventually will win.
Yeah.
And they're going to battle in one of these conference finals or whatever the case may be, and that's going to be their battle.
They need to. That's going to be
Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, in the same conference type thing.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's what it's going to run into, and I look forward to seeing it.
Me too. I wish they would do away with conferences until they got more teams. I know they're adding to an expansions. The Valkyries in Toronto or Vancouver. Something like that. One of them is getting one, and I'm excited about that. Like, I just think with the small amount of teams, do away with conferences and have the best talent get to the championship. It'll help grow the game, I believe. If you have a potential Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, you don't want that in the conference final. You want that on the big stage, and if you don't allow for it, to be a possibility. The possibility of the thing is going to help drive ratings the most. I can possibly see Caitlin versus Angel in the WNBA championship now after seeing them battle in college. So much history that it's just like a WWE build-up. It's gold, and you don't even have to do anything but let them play the schedule out. Just take away conferences until the league is big enough to support a conference base where you have enough talent in each conference to be able to separate. Same way WWE, when they had so much talent, they separated Raw and SmackDown. It's the same business model I think the WNBA should follow. But I'm glad we were able to, get that out there into the atmosphere, because we've had a lot of thoughts on the WNBA and have not put them on wax. Got to get that out the way.